Hi friends, it's Mari here, and I've got another holiday series project for you today using the Lawn Fawn Flippin' Awesome die, the Flippin' Awesome add-on dies, the gift card pocket die, and also a couple of stamp sets from Lawn Fawn, including the Cheery Christmas stamp set. And also I'm going to be using some of the stamps from Holiday Helpers. And so I've just shown you on screen there the different products I'm going to be using. And I'm going to start off here by stamping out my images. I'm going to be using some Gina K Amalgam Ink. And I really like this ink because it's a Copic friendly ink, which is really cool. It's a hybrid ink and it will allow you to do a bunch of different things, including Copic coloring. So I'm using my Misti stamping tool here to stamp out the images, and I'm going to be stamping those onto some Neenah 80-pound cardstock here. You can see I've got a whole bunch of images stamped out. I'm going to stamp a few more from Cheery Christmas, and I'm going to color those off camera with my Copic markers. I will leave a list of the Copic colors that I used in the description box below, but I just used really simple coloring, nothing fancy. I didn't do any shading or anything like that. You can see here that I've cut out all of the different pieces that I'm going to be needing from those Flippin' Awesome Lawn Fawn dies. And I cut the main mechanism, the white piece, just from some 80-pound Neenah cardstock in white. And then the smaller pieces, I just showed you the Rainbow Christmas Lawn Fawn paper pad. That is the pattern paper that I'm going to be using today. I just really love the bright, cheery colors from that paper pad. Now I'm going to take the main part of the Flippin' Awesome mechanism here, and I'm just going to fold along all of the score lines on this longer piece here. I'm going to score them one way, and then I'm going to score them another way, and then I'm going to fold it before I use it, just sort of like in a zigzag shape, so that the actual mechanism will work nicely and smoothly because that paper is already pre-folded in that way. Now I'm going to take some adhesive and I'm just going to stick down these little patterned paper pieces to the larger squares. Those larger white squares are also a die in the Flippin' Awesome set. So the smaller squares are cut with the die set, and the larger squares I'm using here also from the Flippin' Awesome die set. Now I'm going to take all of my little pieces here and choose some of them. I'm not going to use all of them. I'm going to put the ones that I don't use back in with the stamp sets. And I'm just going to create little Christmassy scenes here with this little boy and girl. Elves or helpers are just sort of like really excited about Christmas presents and opening Christmas presents. There's a little birdie in one of the scenes, and I just thought this was really cute, and my plan is to use this with a gift card. I wanted to take and add a little bit of sparkle and shine to my little images with my Nouveau Shimmer pen. So I'm just going to do that onto some of the areas on the little scenes. And then I'm also going to take my white gel pen and add a little bit of detail, just adding some little dots in all of the areas where I've added the red Copic marker, just to create, like I said, just a little bit of detail and interest. Now I'm going to take my adhesive and I'm going to add it to the very end square, that whole square before the first score line. And I'm going to stick down my little scene that I'm going to have as my end scene. I'm going to adhere that down. And then after that, you only put the adhesive in the area between the score lines. So just that tiny little rectangular area that's in between the score lines there. I'm going to add that piece, that square, onto where I've just put the adhesive. I'm going to add the next little piece onto where that next bit of adhesive is. And then lastly, I'm going to add the last bit of adhesive. I'm going to add that in there and then put my last little piece on top, my last little square scene. And so all of my little scene pieces are going to be in place. Now I'm going to take some really strong double-sided adhesive and I'm going to put some little strips of that on this little tab that sticks out on the end of the Flippin' Awesome piece. And that's going to be, those two little tabs are actually going to be folded in, and that's how this whole flipping section is going to be adhered to the base of, or the next layer of the card. So you just take that longer piece with a tab on it, You'll see me do this in a second. I actually have to just take the release paper off of my double-sided adhesive here. It's good to use something really, really strong for adhesive for these little tabs because they hold this whole little mechanism onto your card base. So you just fold back that longer piece, tuck it in behind the flipping section, and then fold those tabs over. And now the sticky on the tabs will stick to this scallop base. Now that scallop base was cut using the die, one of the dies from the Flippin' Awesome add-on die set. And I just really like how it's got a stitched scallop border, and that's going to be the base for behind my card here. And you can just see how this mechanism just works so nicely. I really love how this is coming together so far. So I'm really liking how that's all looking. And now I've taken another piece of that same blue pattern paper and I've cut out using that die, the gift card holder die. I'm going to just stick that in. It has to actually go inside a little sort of pocket area behind that last little scene square. In order for the mechanism to all work, you have to tuck that little gift card holder piece inside of there, and now you can see that's all working really well again. Now also in the Flippin' Awesome die set, there's some little dies that you can cut a couple of different kinds of tabs to go over top of that tab end just to finish it off. I cut mine from this, this is actually Gina K cardstock, I think in jellybean. And I'm also going to be using this really pretty shimmery vellum from Lawn Fawn as well. I cut a little piece of it to go in behind my scallop piece. And now I'm just going to pop up that scallop piece on some foam adhesive so that it pops up off of the whole card a little bit, just to give it a little bit more dimension. And that'll get it here down to that really shimmery and shiny vellum. And now you can see that my mechanism is working and I'm just about done here. I'm going to be using these wavy Christmas sentiments from Lawn Fawn. There is a little wavy sentiment die that comes in the Flippin' Awesome die set. And so I cut that out of some 80-pound Neenah cardstock, and I'm just going to use my anti-static powder tool there on that piece of cardstock. I stuck that little banner down with some adhesive onto my paper, just with some repositionable adhesive so that it didn't move. I'm going to just stamp that out with some Versafine Onyx black ink, and then I will adhere or put some Ranger Clear embossing powder over that. And now I'm going to heat that up with my heat tool, and that will just create this really nice raised crisp sentiment that says Merry Christmas. I'm going to add that to the front of my card with some little foam dots, and that will pop that sentiment up off of my card like that. And I really like how that looks. This is my finished card. I am going to include some still shots at the end here so that you can see it up close. I really love how this turned out. I think this Flippin' Awesome die set and add-ons from Lawn Fawn is genius. I think it's super cute. And I'm going to show you here just the addition of the gift card into the end. At least I think I am here. Yeah, I'm going to just leave that pulled out there and show you the gift card stuck in there. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by today. I hope to see you again on Tuesday of next week for another holiday video in my holiday video series this year. Have a great day, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.